People who have left third world countries for first world countries. What surprised you the most about life in first world countries? I know someone in that situation. She's mostly surprised that people actually follow traffic rules, give right of way to peasants, things like that.
In first gen, but this is what my mom told me. You can get any produce you want here. You can eat summer fruit in the winter time. There was a snowstorm going on outside, but the grocery store still had strawberries and grapes. So where my family is from, the produce available is only the produce in current season. You don't get to eat produce that can't grow where you live or if it isn't in the proper season. We take it for granted, but hey, even in Alsace you can buy kiwis.
Not me, but from a friend. You have so much clean water that you even beep in it.
How many things are free? Like cups, plastic utensils, condiments, matches, napkins. You can go to a gas station and ask for matches and they will give them to you, for free. Community dinners, random donuts brought into the office, pizza, random lunches, people offering you free rides, etc. etc. Food banks. So many things are just given to you if you know how to look. Perfectly good couches left on the street, desks, etc. Go to the free section on Craigslist to see what I mean. The whole pick a penny, leave a penny thing blows my mind till today. Free money. Can you imagine that? People are literally leaving money for other people just because of the inconvenience of change. It's mind-boggling.
Two things for me, one positive and one not so much. One of the things I noticed was how organized everything was. Roads were clean and directions clear. If I wanted to get my driver's license, I'd know where to go. There were processes for everything. Things are just well organized. The not so positive thing I noticed was how weak and non-resilient young people are. There is this thing I call immigrant mentality. Example is, if I lose my job, I know that I'll find something in a few days. Might not be what I want, but I'll find a way to take care of my family. Also, how miserable and lonely some people were. Even when on paper you're better off, they're not fulfilled. That to me was very interesting. Obviously this doesn't apply to everyone and this is just a generalization, but I noticed it.
The people. There is an obsession with identity and people thinking they have it so bad. I have seen people murdered and left in streets. I come to the States and Aunt Jemima hurts people's feelings. I don't understand why people aren't happy to live such a privileged life.
The fact houses came complete. I come from Brazil. There the houses come all empty when you buy them. No kitchen, laundry, anything. You have to buy everything. I'm not sure if this has changed or not since I've moved to America a long time ago. Another thing, safety. I almost died twice in Brazil and my mother couldn't use her cell phone or calmly walk out of a bank or even drive with her purse out in the next seat. Everything had to be hidden or you could be robbed or even killed. Whenever I go to Brazil to visit, I always get tense and I get panic attacks because of the violence. Also didn't help the fact that I lived in one of the most, if not the most violent state.
When you're hungry, there is food.
Being able to use a cell phone/laptop in public and not getting mugged for it. Walking alone and not getting mugged. Just not getting mugged in general.
My cousin hired a dude from Africa as a mechanic. One day while they were working, he told my cousin that he got his first pair of shoes as payment after clearing a whole field, and when he got them they didn't fit. When my cousin heard this, he took him out after work and bought him a very nice pair of boots.
A lot of my family are blown away by supermarkets. Where they're from, you have to wait in lines for hours to get to the grocery store and there's no guarantee there'll actually be food once you get to the front of the line. On a lighter note, they're also really surprised by how common lawns and yards are and hate them with a passion. According to them, they're useless, take up valuable space, and are far inferior to courtyards.
Move to the US from India. The good. Professors at universities care so much and are happy to give you their time if you want to learn. Back home, professors go on a power trip making you wait for them and aren't very helpful. Things just work. Everything is simple. There's a documented process for everything. You can get most things online. You don't need expert knowledge to navigate the system for basics at least. Low-level corruption is zero. People are kind and open-minded and accommodating of differences. People in India are also, but it manifests in a different way that can be a bit annoying to me. Working hours are a lot saner than back home. Guns. They are not for me, but it feels like the British took away our guns after 1857 because they saw what happened in America, when I read history. I respect the way y'all protect your gun rights. National parks. They just blow my mind. Marketing. You guys barely have any history and yet preserve that so well and sell tickets to every random thing that's over 20 years old. Meanwhile, there's so many 1,000-plus-year-old temples in India that aren't maintained well. The individualism is so bad that everyone is so lonely. People cut off their family over things that can be worked out. People also want to exclude family from their lives for silly reasons. People self-exclude themselves from taking part in others' lives because they think they'll be unwelcome. People don't realize how good they have it and support stupid political movements that weaken the core of America. Immigration is a good thing for you guys. Capitalism is a good thing for you guys. The alternative is stagnation and rotting. Don't go down that path. Americans judge their country against Europe. You shouldn't. You're America. You share your history with the other American countries, North and South. You all oppressed your natives, brought in slaves, and now you all have to figure out how to live with it. European countries don't have that baggage. The people they oppressed and enslaved live far, far away and their populations are extremely homogeneous. They obviously do better in some respects. All your societal problems will be solved if you stop thinking of yourselves as Europeans in a different geography. Your food is so unhealthy. It's really sad how the whole society seems to oppress moms. Your politics are silly and hilarious. No one seems concerned about any real problems somehow. Everything is fronting and gas. I married an American and I gotta say you folks make great husbands. Also, I realized recently that American dads are just like Asian dads but with sports and physical skill stuff.
How much of life is centered around working? In Latin America, family comes first. People work to live, they don't live to work. In the US, people will literally uproot themselves from their community and move across the country because their employer told them to.
How people can just openly criticize their governments without fear of repercussions. I always thought it was incredible that there were so many late-night hosts who would talk crap about politicians and wouldn't be in any danger with the law. If I tried even a fraction of what they said, I'll be having a very interesting time with the police.
My dad was very surprised the military doesn't force you to join or have random groups to kidnap for their own military groups. Also, my cousins were surprised helicopters can be used for things other than weapons. Edit. America is not perfect, but I'm happy we don't have to endure the harsh reality of war and can escape it.
Definitely the immense freedom and all the choices you have. Bored? Just go for a walk in the park, the cinema, THR museum, the skate park, whatever, no restrictions, no danger, no dirty looks if you're by yourself. Hungry? Go to a cafe and sit there, call a friend and go to the restaurant, or even just pull out your phone and order delivery. Insane. Something else is the individual freedom and people minding their own business, how everyone rocks their individual style regardless of what other people might think. Where I come from, everyone dresses the same, talks and acts the same, etc. Everyone is constantly wary of each other and expecting the worst. So going to Europe and seeing people with crazy colored hair, trendy revealing clothes, smoking, walking their fancy dogs, riding their bicycles, and young people just hanging out together, just enjoying life and being carefree was really weird to me. Needless to say, I felt really out of place.
Orderly traffic, internet speed.
No mosquitoes or lizards in the room. No dogs or cows on the street.
There's toilet paper in most public bathrooms. My mom still carries toilet paper in her purse when she comes to visit me and we go out.
May your day be filled with joy and happiness. And please remember to subscribe to Upvote for the best quality content every day.